Alright, welcome back everybody to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Tharbad campaign. And if it looked like we're in a surprising position vis-a-vis the last episode, you didn't miss anything, don't worry. We were going to attack an army that was besieging Bree, and that was what I set up at the end of the last episode. And so I fired it up, started the battle, and then as soon as my armies approached theirs, they just turned and walked away off the battlefield. So no sense in really recording that. They retreated off to the fort over here. Yeah, there's that whole army, right? Interestingly, to see that it actually shows you all of the units that you knew were here in the retreating army, and intersperses them amongst the garrison, who we do not know anything about. So that's a little anticlimactic, but it's actually pretty good news, because it means I can move this army back here and join forces with whatever this was. I think Axemen of Tharbad and the Tharbad pikemen. So that is going to be good. It's also going to give us maybe a little bit of extra time to get these other reinforcements caught up with us. And we do have a little bit of stuff that we can do, I guess. May as well grab some mercenary bowmen here. We're going to be very bow heavy. I just think that's probably the best way to go, right? And we'll remember to bring our boats back. Yes, we want them to be in the harbor so they can't be attacked. Not that we've seen any dangerous fleets at all. But it'll be a little while before our fiefdom dominions start to kick in, so we may as well just progress the turn here. And as we said last time, the purple guys up here at Dunabar have not really been showing their best, at least in the last few episodes. They are gathering those armies up around Fornost, but if we take a look, yeah, it's just a combo of the stuff we've seen before. And there are some Uruks here, but I think these are troops we've already beaten, so they're probably not very large in terms of numbers. And inside, they're training dark swords. You know, these are all perfectly feasible troops. What's this? This is a different guy. Anborn of Lithlad. Okay. You know, I'm wondering, the danger here is that they have some troll, and they can immediately attack a settlement without having to wait and lay siege. So what I'm kind of casting about for now is a scout. He's way down there in Eisenmarch, and again, good to see that this status quo is still maintaining. We're, you know, about 30 turns into the game at this point, and really there's been no progress other than that Rohan has taken the outpost of Dulbaran. That could be because they're being pressured in the east by Adunabar, and so maybe that's actually worth taking a glance at. We can't, of course, see through the fog of war, but you can see if there are sieges, like here, for example, the devastated tile. And right there, this is the fort of Caer Andros. So that tells me either the Reunited Kingdom took it or Adunabar took it. I can't remember who starts with that. I think it's Adunabar, because Adunabar definitely does own Anorian, this province here. So this could be the Reunited Kingdom. But, you know, it's hard to tell. So regardless, Rohan is not really pressing much of an advantage. They've brought some troops around, and they are, you know, this could be the beginning, right, of things turning against Dunland, because they do have some stacks down here. These are not probably big enough to take Dunfrecca. Not that they've got that much great stuff as far as I can tell, but there are a lot of soldiers in there. But the fact that Rohan is now posting troops here could be a sign that Dunland is about to lose it. Which, again, I have ambivalent feelings about, because as much as I'm happy not to be fighting Dunland right now, I am more concerned in the long run about Rohan getting strong and giving me trouble, because they are just stronger. Dunland can do a lot of damage, but Rohan is the stronger enemy, I think. So we were checking for spies. Oh, there's one right there, actually. Why don't we just take this guy and see what we can see? I just want to look for trolls, make sure there's not any in the stacks. Okay, here's the entire garrison that we saw at the end of the last turn. All right, yep, 97 Uruk swords. That's a substantial number. But what's here? Okay, nothing that can cause us problems immediately, right? So in other words, we can take a bit of time off here and combine these forces. Now, we've got some silly stuff. We've got like 19 men here. I guess 26 plus 29 can go together with some left over, and they can be retrained. Let's run them down to Tharbad for now. I think these 19 Spears of the Bridge probably need to go away, because 61 is the max, right? So we can't merge them with anything else that we have, so we may as well just get them retrained. And, you know, I'm kind of thinking the Tharbad Militia. 52 is reasonable in number of men, but I think it is better to have them at full strength. So let's queue up the retraining here. That's going to cost us 235. Population is 1570, so I feel like we can afford to do that. And what do I want to go with here? 300 upkeep for Mariner Swordsman versus 230 upkeep for Spears of the Bridge with the same number of men. These guys do have shield wall, better defensive stats, better attack stats, missile attack. So yeah, they might be worth it. Let's go for another one. I'm kind of going back and forth on what I want to focus on, but I guess you have to. Okay, the other thing we were going to check on is Dunlanding Mercenaries, and I don't think we can retrain him here. Oh, we can. That is great news. Great news. Was not expecting that. And you know, let's just... Do we want to trespass? Yeah, let's trespass. Grab another one. So this is another mercenary pool, getting actually in Dunland. Northern Enedwythe is a separate mercenary pool, which apparently does allow the same units here. So that's good to know. But we'll have another unit of Dunlanding Mercs coming out of there. And in Greyholm, let's mix it up with a Spear of the Bridge. Okay. I think that's everything we want to do for training. In fact, I'm even going to hold off on Londair, because although we've got nothing here currently, there's no threats nearby. So the focus, I think, we're going to get some more troops. What do we have here now? We've got one solid like infantry unit, 2 with a bodyguard, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess, right? 5 plus the general. And we've got a cav. And then we've got like 10 archers. Something like that. Okay. That could take probably everything that a Dunabar has. Right? Like in terms of if we use it well, it could probably do that. So let's go to Last Bridge. Let's head over here. And we've got spies here to see if they're going to bring any trolls. Right? And we didn't see any last time. And if we lose Bree, I guess we lose Bree, right? Like... I think we need to start getting things like Last Bridge. So that'll be the plan. We are slated to make a decent amount of money next turn, but I'm going to save it. Okay, a suitable husband. He's a poor governor, poor commander. He's at least youthful. And then the real question for me is he intelligent? No. Lazy, unintelligent, uncharismatic. I favor intelligent, and I'm not sure if I'm wise to do so, but like a poor governor who is intelligent can relatively quickly become a competent governor, in my experience. Commander, I don't really worry much about, because your ability as an individual player can overcome a lot of deficiencies. So poor commander is like really no barrier to me in terms of accepting an adoption or a husband offer. But poor governor and unintelligent, you know, that's not great. On the other hand, we could use this guy as a fighter, but he is a reckless fighter. So that's -3 hit points. That is, in addition to him being lazy, so that's probably good. Yep, that gives him fewer hit points. So this just seems like a bad idea all around. So we're gonna hold off. I've got to remember that, you know, these family members can be used, you know, effectively as just grinder troops for the meat grinder. All right, we've got Bree under siege again. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, we could get Fornos next, and this is the thing. This is the thing, right? Because the advice from Webba is get Last Bridge. That is the best move, and I agree. Like, I don't really want to go for Fornost, but I'm worried. And now that I've got Bree, I think this is part of the issue. Now that I've got Bree, I feel really especially since we're working on Fiefdom Dominion and we only got 3 turns left, I feel like I got to defend it, right? So going to Last Bridge is harder than going to Fornost. This is like, I could almost get to Fornost right now. I could, theoretically, I mean, I could attack that guy, have the garrison show up as a reinforcement, theoretically ride down everybody before they get back to the city and get the city this turn right now. I could get Fornost immediately. Now, I don't think the odds of doing that are very high because I outnumber these forces. They're probably just going to retreat. Even if they don't, I've only got 1 cav unit, so I'm not going to catch them all maybe. And maybe I don't even have movement points to get to the city, right? Because it takes me a lot to even get up here. So I'm not going to go for that. But anyway, you see the point. It's much easier to get here than it is to get way over here. So that's why I think we got to defend Bree. And then maybe go to Fornost just to make Fornost the place where we have to defend. That's got stone walls at least. Okay, so do we want them to show up? I don't really care. These are all infantry. So here's kind of my criteria for, do you want to control the guys on the battlefield or not? If you think that they are going to get involved in the battle, yes, you want to control them. And that is very often the case if there's any cavalry, right? Because, as you know, Rogue Total War AI looks at, the strength of the units and determines, are we going to send this unit to attack this unit? It doesn't seem like it takes an actual global consideration all the time. So it'll do things like it'll outflank, I guess. It'll surprise you every now and then. But it's perfectly happy to take the general, which is often the strongest unit in its battle lineup, and just run it straight at your line, thinking, well, if the general has these stats, it can beat the archer, which is out front, with those stats. So that's the issue. If you put your troops under AI command, they're very likely to do stupid things like that. But here's the cool advantage of playing a faction with an infantry bodyguard. You never need to worry about that because the infantry bodyguard is slow. So the AI, right? AI control, where are they? They're like there, right? Like they're, okay, watch, they are racing. They're proving me wrong now. This is great. Under most circumstances, they're not going to get there before you do. So maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm going to lose the general here. But I think the general is actually probably right over here. Yeah. So they do this too. They exhaust themselves. They run around. But I think we can live with it here. But they're going to withdraw anyway. I mean, that's the other thing, right? You see them just no breaks. They're just going right for the line. So we may as well just stop right here and time it out. So Adunabar doesn't want to take a fight recently, which makes sense. They're outnumbered. They could have done some damage to us with that army. I didn't get a good look at it, but there were some, I think, dark bows there. So, I guess I'm kind of glad. These kind of fights where we're not going to get anything out of it other than, relief, I'm okay with not actually spending the time fighting them. What I want to do is start putting actual pressure on. What are they? Are they stuck? Yeah, they've got 3 guys who are stuck here. Okay, so we do need to do something. We'll just march forward and shoot them down. That's kind of funny. Stuck on terrain. We've got a dark spear unit and a couple of dark swords, and they're Larry, Curly, and mowing their way through this gap between the trees here. 3 Stooges-ing their way. All right, there we go. They're routing. We'll just end the battle there. We'll save them the indignity. And I don't know if we're going to have movement points now. Let's see where they go. They're probably going to go back into Fornost. Yeah. So, do I want to be an idiot? What do we got here? Alright, so yeah, this is a small unit of Uruk's. They've got 1 full unit of bows, and they've got these Snaga hunters. Otherwise, it's all low-tier stuff. That's just in the city. And outside the city... Yeah, okay. I'm going to be an idiot. Ooh, and we got some mercs. Okay, so I think I'm going to spend money now. Let's go up here. Let's get those expensive mercenaries, and let's go for this. Oh, they're not showing up as reinforcements. That's so disappointing. Probably... You know what I bet they're going to do? I bet they're going to just withdraw as soon as we get to the battlefield. I thought they were right next to the city. They are not. They are like 2 tiles to the south. So that explains the lack of reinforcements. But yeah, this is going to be a waste of time. They are going to... Let's in fact just group everybody up. They're going to withdraw. As soon as we, like, get up this hill, that's what's going to happen. There's, like, no archers here. No, there is. There's 1 unit of archers. So, okay, they're going to get a few annoying kills on us. So. But, yeah, there's no way, like, 4 sword units are going to stick around for this. So, I feel sorry that I even accepted this battle. Oh, I may as well speed up the time, right? Okay, so what else? What else can we talk about in the meantime? Well, if you, just repositioning, and they're probably going to reposition in order to shoot me. No, there they go. Good. All right. Getting out of the way quickly. So this is the 3rd time in a row that they have allowed me to get to the battlefield, but have withdrawn before I could come to grips with them. I mean, it's fine. It's just eating up my recording time, that's all. You know, the kids are still at school. I've got precious little time here to do these things. All right, here we are. Okay. Okay, we can actually do it. We can actually do it. Now, they don't like this, but they can't retreat anymore. And I don't know if these guys can either, because they've retreated once. All right. Well, from complaining about indecisive battles, this might be a big one. We might be able to get Fornost. We might not. Either way, I think if we play it smart, we will be able to remove some annoying troops. These are not the best troops, but they can quickly just run down that road and besiege Bree, as we've seen time and time again. Let's get my... Okay, we've only got the 1 unit here. They're already on fire. Well, I'm going to keep them out of shield wall too, because I don't want to deal with the speed differential. And okay, so the city's right there. Oh my, I love this. I'm going to get right up on this saddle. And I do want to put some archers out front, so actually I will mix this up slightly. Let's put you guys out here, and I'll keep everyone else in a back row. Right, ungroup, group again, and that should be good. So they're over there. The city's over here. All right, I think this is going to be nice. This is the smaller army. I almost don't care about him because, again, they can't leave. That's normally the thing I would worry about in this scenario, where you've got a garrison showing up as reinforcements, and you've got an army that was positioned outside the city. That army could, in most circumstances, if they haven't moved already, would be free to just withdraw, leave the field, and then they would go inside the city. So even if you destroy the garrison, the army that was outside, if like enough of them get away, that can spoil your plans for capturing the city. In this case, that's not going to happen. They're over there just waiting for me to kill them once I deal with these guys. So the biggest threat then to me taking the city is going to be how many of these guys route back in to the city. If too many of them route back into the city, then I won't get it. So let's get the cavalry ready, and we'll actually ungroup them from the rest. Their sole purpose is to chase down routers. Okay, they're moving. They figured it out. That's all right. Dark swords. Yeah, our cavalry, I mean, our cavalry can actually go fight these people because... Alright, let's hit them and hopefully get them to rout. They're wavering. These guys are routing. Alright, I want to rout this force too, but there's 45 left. Okay, there they go. Let's actually get the light cav after this. Or whatever. Either way is fine. And what's this? Dark swords, dark bows. Okay, so where are you guys going? There's the Snaga hunters. There's the general. Alright, so you can see how close we are to the border, which is a problem for my whole you know, strategy here. Alright, let's well, let's just leave it, actually. Let's get the pikemen out. I guess I could go after the orc hunters with my cavalry. Let's get the axemen back near the center. Right, 19 men in melee. Alright, yeah, let's do that. We'll hit those swords. Alright, so the big thing, or a big thing, is getting both family members. Alright, and I'm kind of regretting who I've sent to do what here. Because I want the lighter, faster cav actually on the general units, because if they're not, then the generals could just outrun them. But let's just go. Okay. Right, what is this? Dark swords, 2 men. Let's go after them. Alright, I guess it doesn't matter. Some dark swords there. Let's actually, we'll pull back and do it right. Let's do an actual charge if we can. What are we down to here? 1 man. Okay, I think we're going to get their general. And then the question is, are enough of them going to rout? Because you can see 21 dark swords are already there at the edge of the map, or gone, actually. Right, so halt. Let's get my general in. And their bodyguard is actually doing great, annoyingly. You know, let's chase the orc raiders with my Dunlendings. What do I got here? Alright, the axemen are actually doing rather poorly. Let's get back here. Oh, what are you doing? Alright, chasing orcs. I guess that's alright. Okay, let's go after the Snaga hunters. Yeah, I'm afraid too many of these guys are going to just flee. And look at how well this guy's doing. Alright, how about I pull out my cav and then do a charge? Alright, where's the... Alright, Snaga hunters are gone. What about the deadly... the dark bows? Deadly bows. Alright, let's go. I guess we don't need to chase them anymore. We do have that big force coming. Okay, finally he's gone. We don't need to worry about that. This is a bodyguard, though, so we need cav for it. We might not, I guess, but we probably do. Like, if we just kill him outright. Alright, orc hunters are going to be fine. 2... Alright, let's come over here. Clean this all up, and let's get you and all the archers. Okay, this is a mess. Still, we've got orcs. 5 orcs. They're doing shockingly well against my Spears of the Bridge. But I think we'll get them. Okay. I think They're going to be done pretty soon. Let's, yeah, send him after that. Actually, after that. Okay, we don't have a lot of free troops anymore. Actually get our light cav over there, and here's a couple of infantry. Our guys are tired, but they are also going to be tired. Two of our nobles are not, though. Okay, they have a dark bow unit. Right. Yeah, we got to just pin them down. Get our pikes over here. Alright, here's some more melee troops. I think if I get my cav like right here, then we can do a charge into this. Where's the actual general? I think he's got to be somewhere in here. I don't see him. There's a standard bearer. Okay, here he is. All right. He's in this group. I guess we can try to focus on that group. Okay, let's go after the Garfos. Okay, he's routing.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief.
All right, we gotta catch him though. There's two men. That's gonna be annoying to chase. Okay, we got him. All right. All right. So now it's a question of getting numbers, right? Making sure we can get all the guys we can get. Oh, I think we got it, though. Look at the numbers here. Yeah, 80% killed. Oh, does it need to be 85? It might need to be 85, but I think we're going to get there. 85? Yeah. Okay, so hopefully, let's all you guys just quit shooting. You're not helping. Hopefully, that'll be enough to eliminate both armies, and we get the city. Now, it's not quite as simple as that because, in fact... Okay. Stop shooting! Everybody stop shooting. I know there's a thing you can do. There we go. Alright, heroic victory. So that was great. Regardless of whether we get the city or not, that was nice. We lost a couple hundred men. But we took out quite a few of them, and it'll be... it'll be a little hard for them to get that momentum back, I think. Also, a lot of those troops were pretty cheap, so they will have to pay more for the replacements. So the question now is, do we have the movement points? No. Yes. Okay. Okay. We've got a horse unit. We can take it with a horse. Here we go. Boom. Yep. Lay desolate. And okay, some of these units can actually go here. Not a lot.
Captain. Orders. Captain. Orders. Sir. Splitting the...
All right. Just enough, though. Oh, that is such a relief. Okay, we got Fornost, and we'll bring the taxes down to low. I know I slaughtered like 200 people. There's just no point, but it may not have even been that many. 200, I think, was what I got out of that. So that's pretty lame. But mustering fields, we're going to get 2,000 for that. Do we want to go with the Dominion building? I think we can afford it in terms of public order. So, the thing about this building is that if you don't have a lot of these in your cities, public order everywhere decreases. So, like, the game is checking for, does every city have one of those, a Dominion building, whether it's homeland, fiefdom, or outland? Except for the forts, right? The forts are the places where you can't build that building. So every settlement that you own that does not have one of those Dominion buildings, whether yours or someone else's, is going to contribute to a faction-wide debuff of public order. And so that's the thing. Sometimes it's worth it to keep... sometimes it's worth it to keep one of those buildings around, even if you don't own it. But here, they've got a trader. They've got some tillage going on. So that's pretty nice. Again, just looking at what we can get here down the line, it's not going to be very impressive. All right, our spearmen, scouts eventually. So the tier 2, we're going to get our Tharbad militia. Then we're going to get our tier 2 stuff. The difference, though, is that we are going to get Eriador riders here. And maybe this is something we could get in Bree as well. But this is pretty good. So tier 3, we're going to get a quite respectable medium cavalry unit. Good charge, good defense, kind of good all around. Not super great, but quite good. Gives us some variety, right? And then what else do we get? Nothing new. Here we're going to get, the sort of the typical stuff: Mariner, Swordsman, Pikemen, and our own native scouts. So these guys do have a higher charge bonus, but a lot lower defense, of course. So that'll be really good. And let me just check Bree to see if those Eriador cav was available. No, they were not. It's only here. Well, not only here. I think we could get them at a Numinas as well. But yeah, I think that makes sense. So up around here is where we can get that cav unit. So this is... I wasn't expecting to take Fornost in this episode, but I will take it. Okay, and this also means, on the downside, theoretically, I have 3 provinces now that I have to guard from the east/north/west, because while no one's going to come through the Shire to attack me, a Numinas can, and, Forodrain can come down here, and then obviously all of this stuff, which is where their best stuff is going to come from now, is going to have its pick. It could theoretically hit me in 3 ways. So hopefully we'll just hang on for a couple more turns, get our dominions built where we want to build them. And we can also, send another force. Oh, this is great. With all of these troops up towards Rivendell again. Now, I was going to send these guys north. But I don't know. I kind of feel now like sending this force over here. Now we get a full stack. And now I'm not so scared to march up towards Rivendell and maybe hit 3 ways from the back. So let's do that. All right, I should have put a spy of my own in here. But we'll get the whole army in next turn anyway. All right. So that's good. Yeah, I should have just done literally that. Reunited Kingdom spy. Wow. Gildor the Clever. So that's a little annoying. They've got some good stats on that guy. Numinas, look at this population. 413. That means they can't train anything now. So they're going to need to wait several turns before this gets up to, 460 or so, before they can train, one of these guys. So I don't feel too bad about this. Maybe they have some other settlements up here. I think there's 1 or 2 maybe, but probably not. Given that they still haven't taken Rondlas off, I'm not too concerned about what's coming out of the northwest here. All right, money seems pretty good. I mean, we have been capturing settlements, so that's part of it. Okay, and you know what? Let's take a turn and build a spy. Get a scout going. I'm going to take another turn off in Greyholm from training because not too concerned about Dunland at the moment. I should probably kind of readjust where my spy is. I'd love to be able to see Dunkreok. Oh, check this out too. Okay. Yeah, Reunited Kingdom owns Old Puka land, and Dunland often gets this early in the game. So Reunited Kingdom coming up through here means that Dunland could be in a lot of trouble. I would kind of like to see the Reunited Kingdom take this rather than Rohan. But let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get vision on that settlement there. So, a little unfortunate, but this is pretty good. We'll be able to see if Dunfricka falls. So, 5,000 to spend. Let's now that we've got, you know, a lot of the major projects underway, right? Ridmalin has 3 seasons. Bree has 2. And I've got enough money next turn, I think, to queue up whatever this is going to be. So now maybe we can do some spending, right? Tharbad, I could go for carpenters. I'm going to do it because this guy's an adept governor. I think we get 1,000 discount. This normally costs 5. That just cost me 4. Anything else I want to do? We already got carpenters built here. You know, I've been wanting to do land clearance. Let's go for it. That's going to get me, you know, 100 and some trade. It's not going to help growth. That's okay. I think the next level will. But this is just some easy money to build up. Oh, Swanfleet. I should build that too. But we'll have to wait for another turn or 2. And I don't think Swanfleet is that special. Militia. This is all of our normal stuff, right? This is a homeland for us. So it gets us longbowmen, you know, eventually. It's a rare captured settlement that will do that. And Sarnford, you know, I guess we could do some more investment here, but we don't have a governor, and so the costs up there are always going to be kind of bad. Okay, did we move the army? We already did, so let's just end the season. Okay, we've got a notification, which means something has gone wrong. This is a good thing to do. This is our Peace with the Dead script, which resets alliances and wars if a faction's been eliminated. So this will tell you who's been eliminated by, you know, deduction. So Dorwinian and Ravanian are no longer allied. That means one of them has died. So Ravanian's died, right? That's not a big surprise. Ravanian's eliminated. Alright, and Fornost is ready to upgrade. So, let's see. We're not put under siege. I think, actually, this guy could be a governor. Maybe I'll wait, but nah, we can't wait. Let's do it. This is really not going to bring all that much for us. 200. It looks like a lot of pips, but this is not that lucrative. And look at all this mismanagement. So it may be useful for us, actually, to think about, you know, the capital location. Maybe 3 ways would be a better capital. So the way I figure this out is I look at my projected profits. Right now it's minus 750. And I just keep that number in mind. And then I go for like a central location. So if we do 3 ways instead, that's only minus 427. And then you have to check public order, right? All right, so that's decent. What about Bree? No, that's much worse. So I think 3 ways is our new capital. And the repercussion of that is that this is where new sons will come of age if their father is not inside a settlement or maybe inside a friendly province. I can't remember exactly. But so new family members are likely to show up in your capital. And I think, will your king go there? No, that's medieval. Getting my lines crossed here. So yeah, that's pretty much the purpose of having a capital. Making sure money is good, making sure that, you know, public order is reasonable. Yeah, we'll wait for horses. We may get ambushed on the way up here, but that's why I built a scout. You know, I should have brought him up sooner, but... And so, yeah, since we're losing money, I'm going to hold off. We were going to do this, I think, 4,000, which we could afford, but I'll wait. 3 ways also, we could actually do some building, and maybe I'll prioritize that next turn. All right, so suitable husband here. He's competent. Governor, that's good. He is shadow touched, which is a bit tricky. He's an Eriadorian. That's extra trade, extra movement points, but more expensive military training. That's not such a big deal. I might take this guy. He's energetic and intelligent, and he's a skilled fighter, which is +2 hit points, and he's somewhat learned, which is, I think, good for getting better discounts on stuff eventually. I don't think this trait does anything. At least it doesn't have any visible effects. But you can get like learned and very learned, and I think that maybe this can be improved over time. He's a careless speaker, so politically he's not that great, but I'm going to take him. He's quite good. And indeed, he's in 3 ways. Now, maybe that's just because that's where his father-in-law lives. But I will take him, and we should maybe think about bringing him somewhere. Let's see. We've got a governor in 3 ways. We've got a governor in Tharbad. We do have a governor in Greyholm, but this is the king. Remember. We're gonna have a governor in Fornost. There it is. So I could use him as a governor somewhere. You know, and maybe going over to Lastbridge would be the thing to do. I think I'll leave him in 3 ways for now. I'm going to forget him, but I'm going to try not to. And the idea is if we get to 3 ways, which I think we will, then we can bring him over to rule it. And, you know, also kind of support this army. Yeah, Rivendell's looking pretty weak. So maybe I just ignore Rivendell for the moment and go straight for Lastbridge. All right, Bree has finished its fiefdom. That means Ridmallen is almost finished with its fiefdom dominion. And we're up to 14,000. Man, money is going pretty good now. So for Bree, yeah, let's go ahead and repair that palisade. Oh, let's train that. Oh, is that that's just XP. We can't actually train anything, but I'll do it. It's not very expensive. Okay, so in terms of real spending, we do want to get going on like the estates and farmlands charter. Look at all of this trade. 1886. And again, massive amount of this is pipeweed. So that's 392 in every direction. And so yeah, may as well keep going with that. And actually, let's see. 3 ways is probably going to get an import on pipeweed, right? Right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why that 659 is so high. All right, so the next thing, arguably, we want Bucklebury, right? Because then we can get the 2-way trade that way. What else does Bree border? Does it trade with Evendim? I don't know if it does. I mean, obviously, we're not trading with them now because they are hostile, but I mean, there's no road here. It's a river, so I'm not actually sure how that works. If you know, let me know. We share technically a border, but I don't know that guarantees trade if there's like inaccessible terrain, especially. But okay, I think this is probably a good time for us to stop the episode. We're going to continue this in the next one, obviously, and the goal there is finally to be taking Lastbridge. Looks pretty undefended at the moment. But let's bring our scout over as kind of a last move here and just see what's up around the heartland of Adunabar, the upper Horwell, I think is the name of this river. And they don't have too much, right? They've got an odd army marching around. It looks like they're consolidating around Carn Dûm in the north, although they don't own Carn Dûm currently. So they don't have a lot they can do. Probably population is pretty low. But in 3 or 4 turns, we should get to Lastbridge and ought to be able to take it, I think. And then we'll just keep our forces hanging loose around Fornost, ready to defend Bree in 3 ways. Because this road really, you know, it kind of nudges me anyway, because it's so easy to get up to these places. And it also makes it just nice to defend, even though this is a far, you know, sort of extended borderline. We'll see in the next episode what's going to happen with Rohan and Dunland. Looks like Dunland has just successfully kicked Rohan out of Lower Dunland. They'll be back, I'm sure, and so that is going to change how things play out eventually. So far, it's all quiet on the southern front. See you in the next one.